Alright, so at the time of recording this, the NFL season kicks off tomorrow, and it starts with the Dallas Cowboys versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I thought it was fitting that I would be playing as the Dallas Cowboys today, rebuilding the Dallas Cowboys. So I don't think this rebuild is going to take much work because Cowboys are usually always pretty dominant in sim. They'll usually win at least one or two Super Bowls. They're really like 50-50. They'll like go like 0-17, or they'll just go like 15-2 and win the whole thing. But this is a team that has a lot of talent on the roster. It's just the talent hasn't been utilized in a way that results in championships. Some people say it's coaching. Some people say it's Jerry Jones' influence. Could be a lot of things, but at the end of the day, they haven't won a championship since the 90s. So I can't turn this off now. That's unfortunate. It's going to keep popping up, isn't it? Okay, but yeah, let's just check out the roster, see what we're working with here. The Dak Prescott is back. He's on a long-term deal now. The second highest paid quarterback in the league, I believe now. Not the second best quarterback in the league, but he's getting paid like that. I'm sure Cowboys fans are happy though. Dak is he's a top 10 quarterback, but he's probably between 5 and 10, not top 5 for sure. Amari Cooper, kind of an underrated wide receiver. He runs probably the best routes in the NFL, but he also has a thing where he's like just incredibly soft. He gets a minor injury. He won't play for like 4 weeks, or if he does play, he looks just like a shell of himself. So, like ability-wise, he's like one of the 10 best wide receivers in the league, but like mentally-wise, one of the weaker, in my opinion, wide receivers. He's very good. I'm not trying to understate his talent, but it just like he starts to have a bad day, he just completely shuts down, and that's not really what you want out of an elite number one wide receiver. CeeDee Lamb, on the other hand, I think he's got that number one upside. I think he's going to be the Cowboys' number one pretty soon. Not this year, but maybe by the end of this year. You never know. He's looked great in camp, great in preseason. Michael Gallup's in his contract year. I know the Cowboys want to hold on to him, but he's probably going to want a lot of money, and they've already got a lot of money tied up into this team. So we'll see what they can work out there, but I'm sure they want to keep Gallup on the roster. It's probably one of the best receiving corps in football. Maybe number 2 behind the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Amari, Michael Gallup, and CeeDee Lamb. But the Buccaneers got him beat out by a little bit. The only real weak position on this receiving corps is tight end. And even these guys aren't bad. Dalton Schultz had kind of a breakout year last year. Blake Jarwin was supposed to have a breakout year, but ended up getting injured really early in the season. Didn't get a chance to shine. Then you look at this defense. There's a lot of names here that you would expect a lot out of, but they just haven't produced much recently. It's been one of the worst defenses in the NFL. Marcus Lawrence was one of the best edge rushers in the NFL, and then he got paid and immediately became a middling edge rusher in the NFL. You can even say that. He was pretty awful last year, but maybe he'll have a comeback year this year. He was, at one point, one of the best edge rushers in the NFL, if he can get that back. Osa Odigizua is actually, I think, starting for the Cowboys. I think he's technically going to be their number one. I think he's listed number one on the depth chart, I believe. So they got high expectations for him. Neville Gallimore was another guy that a lot of people said that the Cowboys stole, but just didn't produce much last year. This linebacking core is honestly probably one of the best in the league now that they have Micah Parsons. Jalen Smith, really good coverage linebacker. Not much in run defense, but very good in coverage. Wasn't last year. Once again, last year was just a really bad year for the Cowboys, and you can blame it on coaching. They had a pretty awful defensive coordinator. Hopefully, now that Dan Quinn is in there, maybe they'll actually have a elite defense. Maybe. They got the pieces to do it outside of corner. Yeah, this corner room is pretty dreadful. So if anything's going to hold this defense back, it's definitely going to be the corners. And the safeties are like okay. Malik Hooker they brought in. Probably going to be our starter here. Safeties are actually okay. They're fine. But the corner room, outside Trevon Diggs, there's not a lot going on here. And Trevon Diggs is really like a dollar store Marcus Peters because He's either going to like jump a route and get an interception, or he's going to get burnt, but like to an extreme degree. Marcus Peters is at least somewhat consistent. But he does get burnt a lot too. But yeah, Trevon Diggs, he's young. He can develop. The Cowboys really wanted one of the top 2 corners in this class, either Patrick Surtain II or J.C. Horn, but they weren't able to get either of them, so they went with the linebacker, which was one of their better positions on the field, on paper, I guess. Last year, Wolf Hunter was hurt most of the year, and they kind of got ripped at linebacker. They brought in Keanu Neal just to play linebacker too, a former safety for the Falcons. So we're going to put Osa at the top here, and then Neville Gallimore behind him. Yeah, like I said, this roster, they could legit win a Super Bowl in this first year. But we're here at the start of the regular season. We'll set our season goal. I'm pretty sure in Sim this team's going to win a lot of games, so we're just going to make the playoffs, commit to that. Yeah. We'll just sit into the midseason mark and see how we're doing. I'm assuming we'll be doing pretty good. And we're here at the midseason mark, and like I said, we are 5-1 currently, so this team in Sim, it's pretty dominant most of the time. Like I said, sometimes I'll see that they'll go like literally like 0-17. Not that bad, but like they'll win like 5 games, and then the next year they'll go 15-2, and it makes not a lot of sense to me. But I didn't realize how little money we had to work with here, which I literally talked about at the start of the video. Yeah, we're pretty rough on money. I kind of want to keep Connor Williams, keep the O-line together. I might make some moves here to try to free up some cap. If I can find any, I'll be back with that. Alright, so as it turns out, this team has all of their cap just tied up. There's literally no cap to spare. I was able to cut a couple guys, but I don't think I'm going to be able to bring back any of these guys here. Like, we'll try to get Malik Hooker here. I think he's probably our best bet. Yeah, he'll resign, so we can't afford Leighton Vander Esch, unfortunately. So he's not going to accept any offer we give him. We're not going to be able to bring back Connor Williams either, unless we franchise tag him, which is going to tie up even more of our cap. We'll be in the negative, and we'll get a penalty, so it's unfortunate. And I don't even want to trade away Vander Esch, because I think this team can win a Super Bowl in the first year. So we're just going to sim to the playoffs, keep Vander Esch, let him walk in the offseason, and hopefully next year we can free up some more cap. But this team, just like in real life, is pretty cap strong. And here we are at the playoffs. Looks like we got a first round bye, 13-4 total record. Yeah, we got the first round bye. The Patriots actually got the first round bye in the AFC. So actually some interesting teams made the playoffs. The Bears and the Vikings. Vikings and Bears are kind of like wild cards. They're sometimes good in Sim, sometimes bad as well, kind of like the Cowboys. Let's go take a look at the season stats. I can already see Zeke had a pretty good year. Looks like Dak had a really good year. Yeah, I would call that a pretty good year. 4,400 yards, 44 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, but you'll take that with the touchdowns. Yeah, we had a really good rushing game, over 2,000 yards total, over 20 touchdowns total. Dak had 4 rushing touchdowns himself, so he had almost 50 total touchdowns. Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb both going over 1,000 yards, both double-digit touchdowns. You love to see that. Zeke, through the air, had 800 receiving yards. I don't think you'd ever see that in real life, just because he's not really utilized that way, and he doesn't have... I mean, he can run some routes, but he's not a burner, so you're not going to see him running a lot of routes unless they're halfback screens. Pollard's really the third down back. Yeah, so DeMarcus Lawrence finally had double-digit sacks again, double-digit tackles for losses. Had a decent amount of interceptions, actually. Not bad on that front, so... Pretty good overall season from the offense and defense. As you can see there, yeah, number 3 offense, 16 defense, so... Okay, one of the worst pass defenses, as expected. We went over that cornerback room, so it makes a lot of sense. But number 3 offense. All right, so we'll be going against the Green Bay Packers. It's a pretty good matchup here. I would expect in real life the Packers to win this. They're only 9-8 in the season, but I would expect the Packers to win this over the Cowboys. But we'll see if we can pull it off here. Nope, we did not pull it off, so Aaron Rodgers going to the NFC Championship game again. Let's see if Aaron Rodgers can actually make it to the Super Bowl this time. All right, so Aaron Rodgers is going to his second Super Bowl against the Browns this time. The Browns are able to pull it off. Mahomes is your season MVP. Coach of the Year, Griffin Murphy of the Patriots. I came in second. It's fine. It's kind of crazy that Belichick refuses to be put in the game. But yeah, let's see who wins the Super Bowl here. And we are -10 in million cap. The Browns win it, of course. Aaron Rodgers can't pull it off, unfortunately. So let's go to the re-signing period. Yeah, we can't re-sign anyone because we're negative in cap. Negative in cap, and go into free agency here and see now if we can maybe free up some cap. If not, we're just gonna head into the draft because obviously I can't sign any players if I don't have any money. Alright, so the only way we were able to free up some cap was trading away Anthony Brown. It's still not going to clear up the 10 million. We're still going to be in the negatives here, but we were able to get a second round pick out of the Chargers. Once again, emptying this cornerback room, but we're definitely going to try to draft a cornerback or at least a safety. Madden classes are always loaded with safeties, so I can draft a safety and move him to corner. This is the best I could do, though. There's no other way to clear up any money, so we're just going to sim into the draft, and hopefully we can find a good cornerback for us. Alright, so we're here at the draft. Let's start the draft. We'll go ahead and pause it as soon as it gets into it and see if there's any cornerbacks around our draft position. And we might actually look to trade up here. I'm not, in previous videos I've stated, I'm not the biggest fan of trading up, but in this situation, I could see it making a lot of sense for us. So this guy, Brenton Cheeks, great last name. He looks really good. Runs a very fast 40. This guy's a second round grade. Well, mid-second round projection, but he's a first-round talent. This guy is projected a third round, so we'll probably use one of our second-round picks on him. We're not going to reach for him, but looks like Cheeks up here is the best-looking corner in the class, outside of Daniel Clay, which we're not going to be able to trade up that far to get Daniel Clay, but yeah, this guy's a late first-round projection, so we might trade up into the middle of the first round and try to get this guy. So I'm going to go ahead and try to do that now. Alright, so we were able to move up 10 spots with the Jacksonville Jaguars. We had to trade away our third round pick this year and our third round pick next year. But to get this corner, I think it's going to be worth it in the end. I think we got finessed a little bit there, but we need to get this corner back. So hopefully he doesn't get taken before our draft pick because we just traded up a lot to get him. Plus, he's got a great last name. So let's hope he's still there. And is he gone? Did I trade up for nothing? He's gone. Awesome. So we traded up and he already went. I wonder who took him. I wonder who took him. That's unfortunate. We didn't trade up high enough, I guess. He was late first round projection, so I thought I could get him at 17, but turns out we could not get him at 17. Since everyone else is okay. Jimmy Bradford looks interesting. But he's a later pick. Okay, so I didn't even see, but there was actually a left tackle who was an early first round projection and still on the board. This never happens, ever. And we just lost Connor Williams, so we're going to be going with Danny Blade. Also has a great last name, so Danny Blade it is. Missed out on the corner, but there's still some other picks for us to capitalize on, so go ahead and head into the second round and see who we take with this pick. So with our second pick, we're going to take Jimmy Bradford here. I'm scared that he's going to go before our pick in the late second round. So we're just going to go with him. He looks insane. We're going to move him to cornerback. He's probably going to go down a little bit, but he just looks so good that it's not going to matter too much. Okay, so he's a 78 overall. He'll probably go down to like 76 overall at corner, but looks like he can play corner. He's got 78 zone. So this is the pick. And we have another pick in the second round, so we'll see what we can get with that. All right, so with our second round pick, we're going to be going with Brendan Warner, another corner. Just shoring up this corner room. He's a slot corner, so he'll fit perfectly into our slot. We don't really have a slot corner. Trevon Diggs is probably going to be our number 2 now, I guess, and this guy will be our slot, our number 3 in slot. So, Brendan Warner, welcome to the Cowboys. 73 overall normal dev. Can't ask for much more at this spot, so we'll be happy with that. And we have, I think, one more pick. The rest of them we've traded away, so. All right, with our final pick here in the 4th round, we're going to take this left outside linebacker. We did lose Leighton Vander Esch, so this guy's not going to replace him, at least not very well. He might be our starter. I don't even know who we have at linebacker outside of Micah Parsons and Jalen Smith, but this guy doesn't even really fit the scheme, but he's just the best available player, so Dalvin Whitfield it is. 68 overall. Technically good value, but yeah, I don't know if he's ever going to actually play. All right, so here we are at the draft recap. I'm going to move these guys around a little bit, but this is the team for now. They're going to be moved. This guy's going to play left guard for us, and then Bradford's going to play corner. Everyone else can probably stay at the same position, but I'm going to move these guys around, and then we'll jump into the regular season. All right, so here we are at the regular season. Let's take a quick look at the roster now that I've moved some people around. Dak, still our quarterback, obviously. Danucci is our backup. Didn't get a tight end this year. Sticking with Jarwin, we lost. Schultz, couldn't afford him. The wide receiver position has kind of fallen off outside of our top 3 here, but we were able to keep the top 3 together, so that's something. Zeke and Pollard still back there. Probably going to lose Pollard this year because I don't think we can afford him either, but the offensive line is looking actually better than it did before. Our center position is only our only weak point. Everyone else is star dev or above. And then we look at the defense. As you can see, we moved that safety down a corner. He only went down 1 overall, which is nice. Not too bad. Our corners are starting to look a little better here. We'll actually play the rookie over Kelvin Joseph just because he's already high overall and a scheme fit, so it makes sense. Defensive line could use some work. Could use some real work down there now. The linebackers, not a strength anymore. Jabril Cox actually kind of underrated here, in my opinion. But yeah, so I guess this rookie is going to start for us at left outside linebacker, but yeah, the defense can use some real work now, actually. Offense is still looking pretty good. Bill Cox is going to be our sub linebacker. That's fine. Yeah, this looks right. So, set our season goal of the playoffs once again. And see how we do this year. I'm assuming we'll make the playoffs again. All right, so at the midseason point, not as good as last year. We're 4-3 this time, but the defense kind of took a step down. The offense might have actually taken a step up outside of losing some receivers, but we kept the top 3 receivers. So let's see how much money we have. Can we even give Pollard any money? We cannot give even Pollard a contract, so we can't re-sign anyone, which is fine. There's no one here that's like massively important to the team, so it's fine. Maybe we'll actually have some money in the offseason this year. I doubt it, but it's not too bad. Hopefully we make the playoffs because we've invested so much money into this team. But yeah, we'll check back in at the playoffs. All right, so once again, we went 13-4, which means after that midseason point, we only lost 1 game. So we once again got the first round bye, and the Chiefs got it this time on the other side. It's not the same exact teams. The Panthers made it, so it's going to be rough getting past the Panthers because if you watch my previous videos, you know the Panthers always win Super Bowls in Sim. So that'll be another easy rebuild eventually because the Panthers are actually in a rebuild. And not one of the best teams right now, but in Sim, they're one of the best teams. So actually, with that other game we lost was actually against the Eagles, and we might have rested our starters that game. I don't know how the Madden Sim engine works. If they rest players, you're guaranteed the first spot, but they do, then it makes sense. So Dak took a step down from touchdown perspective. I think he threw the same exact number of yards. Can we look at that? Did he throw the exact same number of yards 2 years in a row? Okay, no, it was 40 off. So last year he threw 44-54, and this year he threw 44-14. So 40 yards difference. He threw less interceptions this year, but more TDs, or less TDs. So less TDs, less interceptions. He took less sacks, though. Took 8 less sacks. He's not getting sacked at all, so that's something to be happy about, Dak. Something to be happy about. Oh, I should check out the rest of the team stats as well, other than just Dak. Did not mean to hit league transactions. Brandon Staley got fired. That was quick. Guess the Chargers aren't doing too hot over there. We're the number 4 offense, so Zeke must have gone pretty hard. Yeah. 23 touchdowns from Zeke, 12 from Pollard. So we had 40 total rushing touchdowns, which is kind of insane. Even the backup's backup getting one. Okay, actually the backup's backup got one. Our 4th string running back got a rushing touchdown. CeeDee Lamb having a great year, 1,300 yards, 9 touchdowns. He's becoming the alpha on this team. Let's check out the defense, see how the defense is doing. So DeMarcus Lawrence, once again, 12 sacks, double-digit sacks. You love to see it. Let's see our interception numbers. Donovan Wilson, Jordan Lewis, Malik Hooker. Where's the rookie? The rookie get one? Yeah, so the rookie did get one. Looks like he didn't play a whole lot. That's fine. What about our other rookie? We had 2 rookies. Okay. It's fine. Oh, this is our other rookie. Jimmy Bradford. Playing in the slot. He had a lot of tackles, which I don't know if you'd like to see that out of your cornerback. Usually you want to see the cornerback stop pass from happening. You don't want to see him giving up a pass and then tackling. Usually you don't want to see your cornerback leading your team in tackles either. That's a little weird, but it is what it is. He might get a dev up from that, so maybe he'll go to star dev just for having all those tackles. So we got the Cardinals in round 1. I would expect the Cowboys to actually win this one, although they've had some issues with the Cardinals in the past. So let's see if we can beat Kyler Murray. We do. We blow them out 38-8. And Dak Prescott and DeMarcus Lawrence. Okay, DeMarcus Lawrence had 3 sacks. Dak threw for 4 touchdowns and ran one in. So, yeah, we just did whatever we wanted against the Cardinals that week. So, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which honestly haven't been a great sim team. They're a good sim team, but I think this is winnable. And it was not winnable. Okay, so we got a rematch between the Chiefs and the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. Usually the Chiefs win this in simulation. So let's see what happens here. And the Chiefs win it in simulation. So we're just barely in the negative now. We're clearing up some cap. I did win Coach of the Year. Didn't win any yearly awards. Alvin Kamara, your Offensive Player of the Year. So we're not going to be able to re-sign anyone. So we're going to lose Pollard. Might need to draft a backup running back, but I might actually see if I can clear up some cap this year. Maybe there's somebody I can let go of, but I doubt it. I bet they're all going to be like super important players that I can't let go. So I'll try to clear up some cap. Maybe I can sign one person, but I doubt it. So as expected, I wasn't able to sign anyone or re-sign anyone, that is. All the money's tied up into important players on this roster, like DeMarcus Lawrence, Amari Cooper, Tyron Smith. I would have to cut those guys to actually free up money. I could have got rid of Jarwin, but he's the only tight end I have right now, and if I cut him and then try to sign a tight end, I'm probably not going to find a better one. So this is just the roster. I mean, it's a pretty good roster. The left tackle turned out to be star dev, which is fine. He's already up to an 82 overall, playing up with morale, so he's an 81 overall now, but we drafted him as a 76. He went up to 77 when we moved him to guard. The offensive line is stacked. This guy's playing up with some morale because he only went up over 1 overall. Micah Parsons, he's doing okay, I guess. 2 years in. Safety we drafted is now going to be our number 1 corner, and the other corner is going to be our number 3 we drafted. So we're probably going to be looking for some defensive line upgrades in the draft, or just another safety. Another safety wouldn't be bad either. So we're just going to have to sim to the draft and build through the draft. That's all we can really do at this point because all our money's tied up. All right, so we're here at the draft. We're going to be picking pretty late here because we did make the NFC Championship. So yeah, we're going to be picking at pick 30. We'll see who's here at around our pick and then go from there. All right, so I did not trade up in the first round at least. I did, as you can see, my next pick is going to be second round pick 2 because there's 2 guys here at the end of the first round that I'm very interested in taking, and not this guy, but he looks insane. So maybe I should look into taking him actually now that I think about it. The 2 guys I was actually looking at with this tight end here right here, Antoine Barnes, who is a mid-first round talent, runs a 4.61. since we're kind of lacking on the tight end position. I guess there is a 5th round one, but as you can see, I traded away a lot of picks again, so I'm probably not going to be getting this guy. So I'm just going to go with the guys I originally intended on picking. That safety looks incredible, but we need a safety. Okay, I've changed my mind. We're going to go with Juan Leonard here. 77 overall safety. We do need a strong safety. I think we lost our strong safety. Couldn't re-sign him. And then we're just going to go a couple picks ahead here. See if that tight end goes. The tight end is still there, but the other player I was looking at was this middle linebacker down here, Daryl Truman, who is an early first-round talent. And we could easily move this guy to outside linebacker, left outside linebacker to replace Van Der Esch, and he might fit there perfectly. He's an early first-round grade, so I think we got to go with this guy, Daryl Truman. Yeah, 78 overall, number 2 in the class. Probably not the deepest class if he's the number 2 player. But yeah, this guy's just too insane to not take. So we're gonna miss out on the tight end. Not that big of a deal. And that's pretty much gonna be our draft right there. Just those 2 players. Let's see if this tight end goes here. Kind of want to see what overall he is. Go a couple picks in the future. So he's a 73 overall. So he wouldn't have even been an improvement over Jarwin. So I'm okay with this. All right, so this is our draft recap now. I only took the first 2 picks, so it looks like they drafted us a backup quarterback in the 5th round, which is fine. 86 speed, not too bad. 64 overall, that's honestly not bad value. He's never going to see the field, but unless Dak gets hurt again. And then they drafted us a wide receiver, 67 overall. That's not a terrible pick either, honestly. He's got good speed. That's something. We do need depth at the wide receiver position because I haven't really addressed it. And then we got the safety. We moved Truman out to left outside linebacker, so linebacking core is once again forced to be reckoned with. All right, and we're just going to head into the regular season. All right, so we're here at the regular season once again. Set our goal to make the playoffs. We're going to win it eventually. We're going to win the Super Bowl eventually. It's bound to happen with this Cowboys roster. We'll go ahead and look at the roster before we sim to the midseason point. So we got Amari Cooper. CeeDee Lamb's finally up to superstar dev after last year. Gallup's playing at an 88, so yeah, once again, these top 3 wide receivers are just significantly better than anything else we have. Zeke, our only option at running back, now that Pollard's gone. The offensive line, only 1 person below an 80 overall. Oh, I guess, okay, so I did not sign Gronk. But he's on the team now, so I'm guessing that just automatically happened, because I could not afford to sign Gronk, so. Okay, well, that's interesting. That is very interesting, and I'm not mad about it. Not mad about it one bit. The linebacking core, once again, pretty good. Jalen Smith is starting to drop off, starting to regress, but we finally drafted a strong safety. We have, I believe this is, yeah, he's a cornerback, so I was like, I was wondering why he's playing safety, but I guess we just don't have any safety depth. Our corners have to play safety as well. Yeah, our corners are improving slowly, steadily. Jordan Lewis is actually going up in dev a little bit. I think he's gonna hit regression age. Okay, so he's already hit the age of regression. So the defensive line is now the issue. At one point, kind of a strength, but not anymore. So Demarcus Lawrence is regressing, and then we don't have anyone else on the other side even putting up numbers. So that's gonna be our next thing we need to address. It's always the defense. The offense is still chugging along, but O-line's aging, so that's a bit worrying as well. So hopefully we're able to pull it off this year and just support ourselves going forward. All right, so here at the midpoint, we are 6-1. I believe that's either our best or tied for our best start to the season. Let's see who we need to re-sign here, and if we have any money to re-sign them. So CeeDee Lamb's going to be our first priority here. Pretty clearly. So we have plenty of room. I think it's because a lot of these guys' contracts are up. CeeDee Lamb, yeah. He's our biggest priority here. Tyron Smith's probably going to be our second priority. He's a left tackle. He's one of the best left tackles in the league. So we got him locked up. I can give DeMarcus Lawrence one year. I'll even up the money a little bit just so he's more likely to accept it. Okay, so we'll keep DeMarcus Lawrence around for 1 more year. Jordan Lewis hit that age of regression. I'd rather go out and try to sign somebody over him. We'll bring back Neville Gallimore for 3 years at that price. Tyler Biadasz, I believe is how you pronounce that. If I'm wrong, please correct me. But I would like to keep him around as well. Even if we find someone better, he's good depth. So Devon Diggs has not progressed at all, but he's very cheap and he's a depth piece. So we'll keep him around. And no one else really worth re-signing here. Gronk is interesting, but we can't we can't re-sign him. He's probably just gonna retire, right? So got everyone re-signed. We're looking pretty good at the midseason point. Let's head to the playoffs, and I assume we're gonna make the playoffs. All right, so we made the playoffs, but we did not actually get the first seed. The Washington football team went 15-2, so they secured that #1 seed. So this is the first year we're not going in with a #1 seed here. Yeah, it's actually kind of insane. I've never seen the Washington football team go that bonkers in the sim, but the Chiefs once again securing the 1 seed over there. You might go take a look at the Washington football team just to see who their quarterback is. They have to have somebody putting up numbers over there. So Dak had an awful year. That's actually like kind of an awful year. He threw for 4,400 yards again, so he's consistent at the 4,400 mark. 23 touchdowns to 17 interceptions is not good. Not really good at all. Zeke, 25 rushing touchdowns. That's really good. That is really good. He was our only really option there. CeeDee Lamb didn't put up numbers. He must not. He must have been taken out of the slot. We should have put him back in the slot. We'll put him back in the slot next year. I didn't even check that. Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup both going over 1,000 yards. So I'm guessing Gallup was playing our slot, which is what happened there. Gronk chipping in a little bit. Zeke had another 7 touchdowns, so 32 total touchdowns. I believe that breaks LT's touchdown record, which was 29, I believe. 29 total touchdowns. I don't know if those were all rushing. If they were all rushing, then Zeke did not break the record. But DeMarcus Lawrence had his best year with us yet. 14 sacks, 18 tackles for loss. Micah Parsons, 7 sacks, 11 tackles for loss. And then Jalen Smith had 5 interceptions. So the defense is clicking. Defense is starting to click here. Yeah, but we didn't get that 1 seed, so we're going to have to win more games to get to the Super Bowl. Our defense is, I think, up to a 79. I think it was a 77 when we started, so our defense is technically better overall than when we started. The offense is up to a 93, which I know was a 91 or 92 when we started, so steadily improving, steadily improving. Let's see if we can beat the Cardinals this year. We beat them last year. Let's see if they get their revenge this year. So, no, they don't get their revenge. We beat them again. I remember we blew them out last year, actually, so. And then we got, I'm guessing, Justin Fields and the Bears this week, so. Let's see if we can take down the Bears. Take down the Bears, and it's us versus the Panthers. This is the game I fear the most. The game I fear the most is the Panthers. So we're going to sim it super sim style. See how that goes. We are an 86 to their 82 overall, but I'm scared of the Madden sim here, so we're just going to let the super sim take care of this. Battle of the running backs. Zeke put up way more yards though. And maybe we'll jump in at the end if it's close, but I doubt it. No, just super sim here. Slow it down to normal. Okay, so we're down. Actually, we're gonna put that back at fast. Match him. Okay, looks like we got an interception or a fumble there and scored off of it. Yeah, the defense is holding pretty strong. Offense is not putting up any points though. Okay, there we go. The offense was a little stagnant for a while there. Okay. What's going on here? 2nd and 10, 3rd and 4. All right, so it looks like we got the ball here in the 4th. Let's jump in here for a drive and try to put the Cowboys up here. We're gonna screen here to Ezekiel Elliott. Okay, well, I don't know what just happened there, but okay, so Dak's thrown 2 interceptions this game. So it's not his best game so far. I don't know what's happening to Dak here, but not a fan of it. Not a fan of it. I think their linebackers are pretty tired. Let's see what Zeke's stats are here. Zeke's only rushed for 36 yards. What's going on this game? What's the sim doing to my players? So I can see CeeDee Lamb is not being covered by a corner here. And Dak can't make the pass. That's on me. I took it at a bad angle, off 1 foot, running to the right. Not the best pass. Surprised they were able to get someone on CD that fast, though. Gronk. Gronk doing what Gronk does. Getting those first downs. He didn't actually get the first down, but getting those short gains. Third down. This is Gronk town. There we go. I still have nightmares of when I believe it was Gronk converted 2 out of the 3 third and longs against the Chiefs. I think Edelman got 1 and then Gronk got the other 2. Or was it Edelman on all 3? I feel like Gronk got 1 of them at least. Right, so Gallup is wide open here. And there's a flag, probably a block in the back. Holding, okay. About the same. We lose 10 yards on it. Right. Once again, they don't have a corner on CeeDee Lamb, but I'm guessing that safety is going to jump on him. Does... Wait. Oh. Block! Block! Alright, who was that? Who's number 16? Whoever 16 is, if they had just blocked for me, that's a touchdown for CeeDee Lamb, but... Okay, so I guess they're just not going to put anyone on Fehoko here. Oh. Dak. Dak, you can't make a 5-yard pass there? Guy doesn't even have a defensive back on him. Alright. So, some missed opportunities here, but it's fine. You know the red zone is Gronk's feast. Alright, so let's jump back into the sim. See if the Panthers can match us. Third. Okay, so the Panthers weren't able to match us. See if we can stall this drive out here and head to the Super Bowl. 3rd and 7. So the Panthers have a chance here. Oh, never mind. They stopped us. So the Panthers have a chance here to go down and tie it. See if the defense can hold. 3rd and 4. 4th and 4. And we're going to the Super Bowl. We're going to the Super Bowl. We'll go ahead and jump in and kneel this out. See if the championship celebration, the NFC Championship celebration is any different. Man, is that Matt Rule? Can't even tell. I can't tell if that's just an auto-generated somebody that they hired or if that's actually Matt Rule. Doesn't really look much like him. And our highlights of Gronk catching a touchdown here and a first down. Just all highlights of Gronk. Where's the confetti? No confetti for the NFC Championship? Well, regardless, Cowboys are heading to their first Super Bowl since the 90s, so it'll probably be against the Chiefs. Let's see if we can pull it off. Alright, so here we are, Super Bowl week, and it is indeed against the Chiefs, so we'll go ahead and jump in and sim this game as well and see how the Cowboys do against the Chiefs. 87 overall Cowboys versus the 85 overall Chiefs. Have 2 overall advantage, but they have the quarterback advantage, so here we are at the Super Bowl. Go ahead and jump into the sim. Kicking off the ball first. Chiefs score on their first drive. We're not able to match them. They score on their second drive. They score again. Okay, we finally put up a field goal. All right, well, this did not turn out as expected. So, yeah, as you can see, not the greatest game. Well, we'll try again next year. Mahomes had an insane day in our defense, 474 yards. Yeah, we're not even going to look at those stats. That's depressing. That's depressing. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and sim next week. We'll check out the recap. Not the conclusion of the season you want there. Let's see here. Did not win any of the yearly awards. Cam Newton is playing for the football team. So that's who their quarterback is Cam Newton. That's how they went 15-2, is they signed Cam Newton. So, all right then. Head to next week and see if we need to re-sign anybody. All right, so there was no one else I wanted to sign. As you can see, we actually do have a little bit of money left, 20 million. I'm not sure how I'm going to spend that, but if I find any guys I want to sign, I'll check back in. Alright, so as you can see, there wasn't any major free agents we signed. We signed some depth pieces. There just wasn't any big names, and I just wanted to build some depth around this team. Our biggest needs are going to be defensive end and tight end. Two ends. That's going to be our biggest need in the draft, so let's head into the draft, see if there's someone we can pick up. So as it turns out, this class was just lacking depth in all the positions that I need, so it doesn't necessarily mean this is a bad draft class, but it's a bad draft class for the Cowboys and their needs. So pick's just going to be this defensive tackle, rebuild the defensive line. Arthur Etienne, he skipped the combine. Mid-first round grade, though. Looks to have some decent top skills here, so we're just going to hope this guy has hidden dev. He does. Okay, so he's got hidden dev. We could even move him to one of the defensive ends. He's got like decent overall skills, so 74 power moves, 71 finesse. So he's a really balanced player. He can already defend against the run too, so he's the best player we could have taken here. All right, here and with our second pick, we're going to take this tight end, Craig Roseman. I said this was the #1 position we needed, and he's a mid-second round talent here at the end of the second round. So he's going to be the pick. And he's a 72 overall hidden dev, so about all we could have asked for. Hidden dev, 85 speed. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Definitely good first 2 picks there. Alright, so with the last pick I'm going to let the computer do the rest of it. We're going to take this middle linebacker. He's an early 4th round projection, but he's got a mid-second round grade. So we're going to take him here at the end of the 3rd. Jalen Smith's getting older, so we're going to need to replace him soon. So PJ Stanley, welcome to the squad. Another LSU receiver. And he's hidden dev as well. So we got 3 hidden devs here. That's huge. Actually huge for the rebuild. 87 speed too. Pretty good for a middle linebacker. So he'll be joining Jabril Cox, his LSU buddy, I guess. And yeah, like I said, that'll be the end of my draft. So I'll catch you guys at the recap. All right, so here we are at the draft recap. Our first 3 picks were all hidden development. So you love to see that. Defensive tackle, a tight end, and a middle linebacker. All pretty good positions to get hidden dev at too. It looks like we got this wide receiver out of NC State, 93 speed, 92 XL. 68 overall, we'll take that. A left end, also we'll take that as well. And he's also a hidden dev. I did not draft this player. 80 speed, 70 power moves. He's playing down right now, -1 morale, but he doesn't even look that bad, honestly. We might actually just start him at left end just because we don't have anyone opposite DeMarcus Lawrence. So, and then they drafted a corner with almost Mr. Irrelevant, and he's going to be pretty irrelevant to this team. So it's fitting. It's fitting. But that left end, the computer draft at the end of the 6th, that's actually kind of a steal. All right, so we're here at the start of the regular season. Let's go check our roster, and we're going to make sure to put CeeDee Lamb in the slot this year. Hopefully he didn't regress. Okay, so he didn't regress. We're actually going to play him as our #1 and our slot just to try to get him as many yards as possible. I see they put the tight end that we drafted at the starting tight end spot, which is nice because I think Foster Moreau is actually a higher overall than him. Or this, yeah, no, because our rookie's a 72, but he's playing up with a morale boost, and then Foster Moreau's a 73, so glad that they started him. We brought in Anthony McFarland to be our backup running back, so Zeke's not taking on the full load. We brought in Denzel Mims to be our 4th wide receiver, so not asking him to do too much there. And then here on defense, got the rookie starting defensive tackle. We do have Marlon Davidson, so I'm probably just going to play Marlon Davidson. He's also a scheme fit, so he's another guy I signed just for depth, like exclusively for depth, and yeah, we'll give him the start. We'll see what this guy's dev is at the end of the year, and if it's like superstar or X Factor, then obviously we're going to start him next year, but if it's just star, it's not that big of a deal, honestly. So in the slot, we definitely need to move CeeDee Lamb into the slot. And then I think the rest of this is probably pretty good. This is probably how we're going to run the lineup. I don't know why Mike Parsons is playing rush right end, but it's an 82 overall at it, so we'll go with it. All right, now we've moved everyone where we want to move them. Let's set our goal for the Super Bowl. This is year 4, I believe. Year 4. Super Bowl or bust. Super Bowl or bust at this point. We made it last year. Couldn't finish it off, but let's try to do it this year. All right, so we're 5-2 at the midseason point. The problem with that is the rest of the division is also 5-2 except for the Giants. We're 5-2 but backwards. So Zach Martin, we absolutely want to bring back. I would even give him 2 years. He wants more salary. That's fine. Dak Prescott, his contract's finally up, and he's gonna actually technically be more affordable now. So give him another 3 years. Leo Collins, I would like to bring back for 3 years would be great. Salary needs improvement. Micah Parsons is another big one we want to bring back for sure. And the salary needs improvement. So we're going to sim 1 week in the future and try to get all these guys locked up, so I'm not risking it in the offseason because I don't want to lose any of these guys really. So we're probably going to do another year after this one. So yeah, we'll try to get these guys next week. All right, so we dropped a game to the Steelers by 1 point, unfortunately, which puts us tied for second in the division now. But we're going to try to get all these guys back. Zach Martin for 2 years. He's happy to stay. Leo Collins. Up his cash a little bit too. He's excited to resign. That's great. And then Micah Parsons. Up his cash. And he's excited to be here too. So, how many years does Coop want? That's too many years. I'm sorry. I might end up franchising Amari Cooper just for 1 year because I don't want to pay him for 4 years at age 31. So now that we got everyone, it's super important to this rebuild. We're just going to sim to the playoffs and hope we make the playoffs. At this rate, we might not actually make the playoffs. So let's hope we do. So as you can see, we're here at the playoffs, and despite being 86 overall, 92 offense, 86 defense, and 10-7, we missed the playoffs. We missed the playoffs by probably 1 game or so. And I'm curious as to what record the 49ers are, but we missed the playoffs. That's unfortunate at 10-7. We'll actually go and check what the league looks like. So the 49ers are also 10-7. We must have just lost a tiebreaker in there somehow. It's really unfortunate, but everyone else is 11-6 or 12-5. So despite having the #1 offense and kind of an atrocious defense, actually, our pass defense was awful. But we're gonna pull it together for 1 more year here. Sim to the offseason. Okay, so your season recap here: the Browns win the Super Bowl for the 2nd time. Baker Mayfield. Zeke actually won MVP, so that's something, despite not making the playoffs. Chaz Cooper is Offensive Rookie of the Year for the football team. And our defensive tackle actually won Defensive Player of the Year. So we'll go check out the stats. See what happened here. So Dak actually had a bounce back year here. 37 touchdowns. Broke his 4,400 yard streak by 300 yards. Zeke running for 1,800 yards and 23 touchdowns. Anthony McFarland having 11 touchdowns as well is insane. CeeDee Lamb had a bounce back year, 1,100 yards, 12 touchdowns. It's because we boosted him up into the slot. So the tight end we drafted is actually a superstar dev, which is amazing. Zeke caught 656 yards and another 7 touchdowns, so almost 30 touchdowns again for Zeke. Oh my god. So the defensive tackle we drafted had 14 sacks in his rookie year, and he's a superstar dev. I don't know if he went up in dev. Let's see. Defensive Rookie of the Year. No, it looks like he was already superstar dev, so yeah. Surprised he didn't hit X Factor here, but we'll take it. He's already up to 80 overall, I guess. We'll boost his speed rush here while we're here. Keep him balanced. But yeah, he outplayed DeMarcus Lawrence. He didn't have as many tackles for losses, but 15 sacks in your rookie year is just absolutely insane. But despite that, we still did not make the playoffs. Browns bringing it home. We're probably going to go in here and try to just franchise tag Amari Cooper. Let everyone else walk. DeMarcus Lawrence. I would give DeMarcus Lawrence 1 more year. He's still playing at a high level for us. So we'll give him 1 year, $9 million. Yeah, he's happy with that. It's probably more than he was expecting. Mari, I'm going to offer him 1 year. He's going to reject it. Yeah, he's not interested in signing. What's the franchise tag? Okay, we're not gonna we're not gonna be franchising him actually. We'll probably try to bring back Kelvin. Okay, he wants to hit free agency. Real Cox. We'll offer him 2 years. Okay, so he'll come back. And no one else here is really worth signing, so Osa would be fine, but we just drafted that superstar rookie, so we'll actually let Osa walk. All right, I'm gonna check out free agency. We have 55 million to spend. We could use a wide receiver now, and I'll be back if I find anyone. All right, so as you can see, we made some moves in free agency. It turns out that Tyron Smith retired, and I didn't see it. So Garrett Bowles, we brought him in for 2 years. We brought Keenan Allen for 2 years. There's a lot of people trying to get Amari Cooper, so I went for Keenan Allen. Same overall, still star dev, still a good player. Same style of player too, a route runner. Yeah, so I'm happy to bring him in. We're bringing in James Bradbury for a year, and then Ryan Jensen. Just thought I would soup up the O-line because I think this is probably gonna be our last chance. Hopefully we can hit the Super Bowl once again after missing the playoffs. So we're here at the draft. I'm not sure who I even need or want to draft in this draft, but we'll see if we find anybody, and hopefully we can just soup up this roster with best available players. Probably just who I'm going to take. It doesn't really matter position. I'm probably just going to take the best available. All right, so here with our first pick, we're going to take Brian Finney. Looks like to be one of the best wide receivers in this class, and we're just going to have an insane wide receiver room. Keep true to the Cowboys. The early first round projection runs a 4.37. Welcome to the squad. 75 overall. He's an early first round projection. He's the number 9 player in the class, and he's a 75 overall. Well, it is what it is. It is what it is. He'll be depth. He'll be a depth piece. All right, so with our pick in the second round, we're going to go with this defensive tackle, Mike Bryant. Had the best combine of any defensive tackle in the class, 7.4. The mid-first round projection, just the best available player here. There's no other players in this class that I have scouted that are first-round projections, so or first-round talent. So it's going to be Mike Bryant. He's probably going to be my last pick, and then we're just going to jump right into the season. 75 overall, normal dev, just like our other rookie. So not the greatest draft class. So we're just going to go ahead and come to the end of the draft. All right, we're here at our draft recap. Let's see who the computer drafted for us because I only made the first 2 picks. In the third round, they took another wide receiver, another speedster. Okay, that's fine. Free safety in the 4th. Earl Streets looks fine. We finally got another backup running back that's above a 62 overall. Devarius Boreum looks fine actually for a rookie, 69 overall. Nice. And then they took another wide receiver. It was actually better than the wide receiver they took in the 3rd round. I guess they really think we need wide receivers. Yeah, we'll just jump right in the regular season. All right, so here we are at the start of the final year of this rebuild. We're sitting at a 91 offense, 80 defense. So we've brought that defense up a lot. The offense has technically dropped off a little bit, but we're an 85 overall roster right now. We'll probably play up with some morale late in the season, but I think the roster looks better overall than when we started, actually. I mean, we still got Dak at quarterback. I don't think he's moved at all. Still at an 89. Maybe he was an 87 when we started, but we got CeeDee Lamb as our number 1 wide receiver now instead of Amari. And then we got Keenan Allen and still Michael Gallup. Michael Gallup's actually gone up a lot in overall since we started. Zeke's still Zeke. Anthony McFarland. The O-line. I guess the O-line is slightly worse. Maybe not even, because we got a better center. We got a better left guard. Tyron Smith retiring hurt us a little bit, but we still got Zach Martin and La'el Collins. And we got a superstar tight end, an 80 overall. I think the offense, I think it looks a little better overall, to be fair. And the defense definitely looks better. So the linebacking room is still just as good as when we started. Better, actually, now. Safeties, better. Corners, better. I think we're just a better overall team than when we started. DeMarcus Lawrence is worse, but we never got edge. We never got an edge player. That's the one thing this franchise missed. Maybe I might try to make a trade for an older edge player and try to put us over the top and go win a Super Bowl. So I'll be back if I can find an edge player. All right, so we were able to find this left end on the Seahawks, C. Shelton. The scheme fit. He's an 80 overall X Factor. So hopefully this can put us over the edge. We traded two first rounders for him. This is going to be the last year anyway. So These draft picks mean nothing to me, so honestly, this deal would be worth it regardless. He's an X factor, so 2 first-round players, 2 first-round draft picks for an 88 overall X factor rush end. It's a great deal to me. We'll go ahead and go to the roster and just make sure best players are playing. You know, when you trade, they don't always put the correct people on the edge. Let's go over to our specialists, and yep, now there he is, Steve Shelton. So we've rounded out this core here. Michael Parsons is finally playing sub linebacker like he probably should have been the whole time instead of a rush end. Yeah, this roster just got significantly better with that move. So if that's not enough to put us into the Super Bowl conversation again, I don't know what is. So here at the midseason mark, we are 5-2. We won a weekly award. Let's check that out real quick. So we actually won 2 weekly awards. Zeke, 161 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns, and then 7 receptions for 100 yards. So Zeke is balling out here. Then Micah Parsons, 20 tackles and 1 sack. A lot of tackles. That's a lot of tackles for Micah Parsons there. He's probably gonna have like 200 tackles on the season. But yeah, let's jump into the playoffs. I think we'll make it this year. Hopefully we make it this year. If we lose by 1 game again, it's gonna be disappointing. All right, so here we are. It looks like we got the number 1 seed again. We did get the number 1 seed. Thankfully, we made the playoffs. We tied with the Washington football team for our record, but we must have beat them in the tiebreaker. So I'm thankful for that. We could have actually just secured that a lot easier if we would just beat the Broncos there in week 18. But either way, happy to see that. We had the number 6 offense and the number 3 defense, so that's pretty good there. Check out our season stats. So looks like Dak had another good year, 4,500 yards, 33 touchdowns, pretty solid year. Zeke, once again, Zeke just goes insane in the sim. He didn't even have a single fumble. What happened here? Is this just with the Cowboys playbook that Michael Gallup and CeeDee Lamb got 12 rushes and both of them got, well, they both had fumbles. I'm sure that is counting in their receiving stats too, but CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup both having good years. The tight end, haven't had a solid year for a tight end. Nothing to complain about there. Let's go look at our sack numbers. Okay, so the guy we brought in, 16.5 sacks as advertised, worth the picks. DeMarcus Lawrence chipping in again, so just 30 sacks between these two. Lots of tackles for losses. Let's check out our interception numbers. Truman had a couple of interceptions. Bradford. Everyone chipping in on the interceptions as well, so looking pretty good. So go ahead, sim to next week. All right, so we're up against the Bucs here. We're gonna jump in these games to see how they go in the sim. If we need to, we'll jump in. I really want to just win this Super Bowl by all means necessary this year. So let's get this Cowboys a dub. All right, so let's see how they do. All right, we're starting off pretty good. Oh, looks like Dak threw an interception and we're down by 10. All right, we brought it back and we're up now. Okay, so it looks like we're up by 11. Okay, it looks like we got this game in the bag. Oh, don't speak too soon. Okay, we're up by 10. Up by 7. Okay, we were able to seal it there at the end, but that was a little bit too close for comfort. Jalen Hurts is the quarterback of the Buccaneers now. Wouldn't hate to see that. All right, so let's see who we're facing here in the NFC Championship. It's going to be the Green Bay Packers. So once again, we're going against the Packers here. They beat us once before. Let's see if we can pull it off this time. All right, so let's jump into the sim and see how we do. We're just gonna go play by play here to start off. Looks like the Packers are driving the ball down the field and they score on their first drive. And we stall out on our first drive. Oh, looks like we got an interception there. Yep, by Micah Parsons. And it's a touchdown. All right, so our defense is actually keeping us in this game. We get the ball back. Right. Oh. Looks like Zeke got a pass there for 28 yards that move us down the field. Hopefully Zeke punched it in there. No. Oh, Devarius Borim punched it in for us, not Zeke. Not Zeke. Zeke is a remnant of the past. Just kidding, he's still our number 1, and he's still putting up like 2,000 yards and 20 touchdowns every year. The Packers take a field goal there. Looks like we're moving the ball. Okay, never mind. We're not moving the ball that well. But we're stopping the Packers from putting up too many points here. Oh, there we go. Got another touchdown. And we're holding the Packers. Minimal gains here. Oh, okay. I thought that was the pass, but it was not. All right, so Dak Prescott to Michael Gallup for a 7-yard touchdown. And it looks like this game's starting to get a little out of hand. All right, so the Packers are bringing it a little closer. I think that'll put us out of this game away. I think the Cowboys got this one, unless the Packers score on this drive, which they're moving the ball pretty well. Oh no. Okay, so it's a 1-possession game here. If we get a first down, it's over. All right, we got the first down. That should be the game. Yeah, that's the game. So we're going back to the Super Bowl. Hopefully it's not against the Chiefs again. I do not want to see that man right there. That man right there, I do not want to see him in the Super Bowl. All right, so let's see who we're facing in the Super Bowl. I think the Browns were one of the options, which is another one that's a little scary to see, but see who we got. It's that man again. It is that man again, so let's jump in here and see how this goes. If we need to jump in again, it starts to get out of hand, I might jump in. All right, so here we are. Let's jump into the sim. Chiefs are going to start. Okay, I thought it said an interception on the first play, and I was about to go crazy there, but nope, looks like they're moving the ball. Yeah, and they score on their first drive. Let's try to match that, guys. Come on. Nothing less than 6 here. Oh, we're going backwards. We're going backwards. And I don't know what just happened there. I think we missed a field goal. Oh no, not again with this. Okay, we held them to a field goal. Okay, Zeke just ran for a 70-yard touchdown, but we missed our extra point. How does that happen, Madden? How does that happen? And we just cannot slow down this offense. And they score again. All right, let's jump in here, try to make it close. Bring it into a one-score drive, or yeah, one-score game for the halftime. Right? That's Keenan Allen getting open on L'Jarius Sneed. And Chris Jones got hurt. Oh, you know, it was bad to be happy about that, but you know, what we needed a, no pun intended, a lucky break. Oh, I probably should have possession catched that. Probably could have caught it inbounds. Had another big gain. All right. Oh, CeeDee Lamb's wide open. Oh. Oh, you love to see it. You love to see it. There we go. So we brought it in back to a 1-score game. See what the Chiefs do before the half here. And they're going to move it back to a 2-score game. So let's jump right back in and try to score again. This Chiefs team, even in sim, they're ridiculous. We can't stop them despite having pretty good defense. Oh, he caught it, but not inbounds. Well, actually, he dropped it there at the end anyway, so. We got to beat the Chiefs here. They've won too many Super Bowls. Got to do something here. Come on, hurry up. Got no time to waste here. Try to hit CeeDee Lamb over the middle here. Oh, nice move, nice move. All right, call timeout there. All right. CeeDee Lamb doing everything he can to get this revenge on the Chiefs. Right, he's open. That's a touchdown. That's a tutty. All right. All right. We were able to bring it in before the half again. Let's hope the Chiefs don't score again before the halftime. They still have time. Really? Really? That's just insane. What is my defense doing back here? What is my defense doing? Okay, so we're gonna have to try to score again, just to stay in contention with the Chiefs, or we're gonna get blown out here. Oh, he actually caught that. That's insane. That's an insane catch right there. It was not a good pass. Not a good pass to make, at least. It was a good pass, but by Dak, but not a good choice by me, I guess is the correct wording there. All right. Let's see what we can do here. He's open, and he's out of range. He was open, but just a bad pass. Just a bad pass. Guessing the Chiefs are going to take it into the half there. Poor decision. We're moving the ball. Moving the ball. Oh, no. They want us to take a field goal. No, no, no. Touchdown or nothing. He Willie Gay over the middle there. On CeeDee Lamb. Not in my house. Oh, oh my God. That catch. Literally behind the back. Behind the back by CeeDee Lamb. I've never seen that before. Right. And we get the 2-point conversion. It's a 3-point game. 3-point game. If we had just gotten 3 before the half, it'd be a tie game, but I went for the biscuit. You gotta risk it for the biscuit, especially when we can't stop this Chiefs. Okay, so we stopped them. We're gonna jump in here, try to score a touchdown, and then head back into the sim. I'm playing more of this game. This is no longer a sim franchise. That's for sure. Okay, let's throw it away. All right, Mahomes scheming up over the end, over on the sideline there. He finally got stopped. I think that's the first time we've actually stopped the Chiefs all game. Hey, Zeke, getting the first down for us. Getting the first down. All right, I see my tight end here. No one's on him over the middle. Oh, he's wide open. Does he have the speed to take it to the end zone? He does. All right, tight end we drafted. Tight end we drafted, pulling it off for us. All right, can we stop the Chiefs? Why did I think we could stop the Chiefs? And it's 4th and 3. We're actually gonna go for it. We're gonna jump in and go for it. Don't be the Chiefs. You don't be the Chiefs by resting on your laurels. Right, he's able to hold on to it. I told him just possession catch that, but he decided to rack it. Let's keep going. All right, Keenan Allen. Right, Keenan Allen. Putting in some work for us here. Right, let's give it to Zeke here up the middle. I see Chris Jones is back in the game, so he didn't stay out for very long. Oh, and Zeke's going to head to the end zone again. There we go. There we go. All right. This is turning into one heck of a Super Bowl. All offense, no defense Super Bowl. And the Chiefs score again, so we're heading back in. Defense cannot stop the Chiefs. Despite all the players I've brought in on defense, we can't do anything to stop this Chiefs offense. It's just too tall of a task. Can't escape there. I just realized that Dak never hit X Factor either. He had that one really good season, 44 touchdowns. He just never hit that div up. Oh, we put a nice juke on him, but we get caught up on our own O-line there. Right, I see Gallup's open. Is that a tutty? I don't think anyone can catch him. That's a tutty right there. It's just back on our defense. It's back on our defense. I have no faith in them at this point, so let's just watch them get scored on again. And they get scored on again. All right. 49 to 52. Let's keep our team in the game. Oh, CD going up for that. And oh, I mean to put the chew clock on. We'll try to like eat up as much time on this drive as possible. Give the Chiefs just as little time to respond. All we can really do at this point. Right? That's a holding definitely there on our line, but we take it at this point. Take it at this point. Oh, Chiefs are trying to strip the ball now. Let's give it to Zeke again. Oh, another first down. Pushing the ball. We're in field goal range, so let's just not do anything stupid here. Take smart passes. We need to take a field goal. We can take a field goal. Oh, that's a stupid pass. I just said don't take stupid passes, and I throw one into double coverage, into the zone. All right. It's a touchdown for CD right here. It's a touchdown for CD right here. Perfect placement. Chiefs had to use one of their tight ends or timeouts. Is there an injury? I guess not actually. Okay, so the Chiefs score again. We have a minute to move the ball down the field. Man. Okay, we don't want to chew the clock anymore. Turn that off. Okay, so we have 1 minute to score for the win. We're going to get a field goal for overtime. All right, Keenan Allen bringing it in. He get out of bounds? He did not get out of bounds. Okay. Fine. Let's see, we got someone over the middle. That's CD. Okay, so we're already in field goal range here. We're already in field goal range. My heart is actually beating at this point. Like, this game is actually insane. Like, we could not stop the Chiefs a single drive in simulation. All right. We're gonna let the clock run a little bit here. Not too much though. Okay, we're gonna time out there. And we're gonna try to punch it in the end zone here. We gotta go for gold here. Gotta go for gold here. Our tight end's open. Oh, with 9 seconds left, we score a touchdown. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay. So the Chiefs have 7 seconds left. We're going to play 3 deep. When we pull it off here in the last season, Mahomes has 7 seconds, 3 timeouts to work with. Oh, we're going for the legs. We're going for the legs. We're going for the kill. I'm sorry, Mahomes. I'm sorry. Sorry I had to do that to you. We just absolutely murdered Mahomes. All right. And it's over. We did it. 63 to 59. What is that? 112 points? Is that 122 points? 122 points. Oh. Man. That game was something right there. That game was something. Yeah. Yeah. I'd be pretty upset too if I put up 59 points and lost. Let's see who the Super Bowl MVP is. Probably Dak, right? Dak or CD? Yeah, all these highlights are probably going to be CD Lamb. He just had an insane game. Oh, and Gallup had a 70-yard touchdown too. I forgot about that. All right, who's our MVP? Dak Prescott. All right. Well, that's going to be the video. We were able to cap it off with a Super Bowl win. Revenge on the Chiefs. Feels good.